Record. Good morning. Okay, this is Coffee Talk on December 7th. We are all about finishing this year super strong and starting the new decade with a bang. So I have Kaylee on here, but first I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're bringing this video brought to you by, and it's by Barre Blend. Kaylee just asked me, what workout did you do this morning? I actually had to stop it early so I could get on here, so I really only did 20 minutes. And my legs were shaking so bad that I really did not mind stopping it. But here's the deal. Barre Blend is out. It is freaking amazing. And somebody asked me the other day, can you actually lose weight doing Barre Blend? Well, full disclosure, they asked Amy and I was talking to her about it. And the answer is yes. Yes, you can definitely lose weight doing barre. And I feel like anybody who asked that question, they just didn't do the workout yet, because it is hardcore. It looks graceful. It looks beautiful. And you're like holding really light weights, like 2-pound weights, if that. And so from the outside looking in, you might not think that you could lose weight, but I'm telling you, first of all, your nutrition is the number one thing that's going to help you lose weight. So let's get there. But the toning, the muscle building, the long, lean muscles, which is what every woman is looking for, the shoulder definition, the abs, the butt lift. I mean, all of that is going to happen with barre. And I'm also bringing this to you by Recover, because all week long I have been doing barre, and even with drinking my Recover, I'm a little sore, and that never happens. Recover usually takes all of it. So I can't imagine if I was doing this without it. I probably wouldn't be able to walk. Seriously insane. So make sure you're drinking your Recover the entire, at least first 2 weeks of the program. Super important. But I'm going to bet that I'm going to need it throughout the whole 60 days. Okay, so Kaylee, I met Kaylee years ago when we started coaching, and right away I was like, oh my God, I love this girl. Like, I love her. She has the best personality. She's so smiley. I think the word, though, is passionate. She's passionate. Mm-hmm. She's passionate about helping other people get results. She's truly, truly heart-driven. Like, she wants people to get, she gets so mad at herself if other people don't get results, which she's working on. But but she does everything she can to make sure that other people are getting results and making it effective, efficient. She has 4 children. She has no time for just fluff. So she cuts out the crap and gets down to the point. And I love that about Kaylee. So go ahead, Kaylee, take it away.
Woohoo! My goodness, you always know how to make me fluster, for sure. I get all like, oh my goodness. You always make me have a great day. Thank you, Ashley. So like she said, I'm a mom of 4, so I'm super busy. We're all busy, but I taxi my teen around. I've got a 1-year-old that just hops on tables and jumps off everything. And, and then 2 other kids that I homeschool full time, as well as working 3 days a week. So I'm busy. And if I don't plan ahead, then I tend to skip meals and just live off of caffeine, and I hate that. I hear that so often from mamas today that, oh, I skip breakfast, or, oh, I have coffee. And, that makes us run ragged. That makes us feel like crap. And then we just stuff our faces at night, when the kids go to bed, and it's just not good. It's definitely not on the road to health. So after all of that, a friend of mine told me that she meal planned, and she told me because I asked her, I said, oh, hey, I need a hamburger muffin. And she's like, oh, sorry, we're using that for Thursday dinner. I'm like, what? You can't give me a muffin, like a hamburger bun? Like, oh no, I planned it out. I know exactly what we need. And I'm like, you're weird. Like, who plans out their meals? And I come to find, like, if I planned it out, I was able to eat the real food, eat fuel, and feel amazing. So the thing is, I didn't just learn this overnight. This is something that I've adapted over the last 5 years and really become to master and figure out what's best for me and my family. I was one of those moms who would pick up pizza on the way home from work, or pick up Chinese food, or McDonald's even. I can't even believe I just said that. McDonald's even, or I would pick up the rotisserie chickens all the time. Or I was one of those parents who would cook dinner for me and my husband, and then just throw in nuggets and fries, something that I know my kids would eat. So I was making separate meals every single night, and that was just a pain. My kids were such picky eaters. we would go to friends' houses and they'd be like, no, ew, gross. And I was so embarrassed. It was so ashamed because my kids would not even touch those people's foods. So I realized I needed to do something different. So that's when I did the Beachbody programs. Again, I was making something totally different for my family. And then I said, this is ridiculous. I don't have time to do this or cater to my kids' needs like that. Like that's not healthy for them. Why am I feeding them that when I won't eat that? So that's when we started Fun Food Friday. So I'm going to give you guys 3 steps in 3 days of how I meal plan and prep. Okay, so 3 steps in 3 days of how I meal plan and prep. Because doing it all at once just kind of stressed me out, or then I would just never do it. So the first step was Fun Food Friday. This is a rule that we've brought into our family and also into our challenge group. Fun Food Friday is where we pick one new thing every single week. And it doesn't have to be a new elaborate recipe because, we don't always have time to make these new recipes. It could be a new way of cooking a vegetable. It could be a new way, a new vegetable that we've never tried before. And this has all come about. It really started when I did the Ultimate Portion Fix or the 2B Mindset. Like those 2 nutrition programs that Beachbody has are huge tools that really helped shape my knowledge and my excitement over food and my family's excitement over food. We started out picking out something of vegetable on the green section of the portion control. And we would pick out a veggie, most of the time something that they didn't like a Brussels sprouts, and we would try it a different way. So we started out cooking it like you see at a lot of restaurants. We would roast it, add tons of brown sugar on top and some olive oil, and try it that way. And they'd be like, oh wow, I do actually like Brussels sprouts. Or we would try it a way that I know my kids would enjoy it at first. What else? Oh, we also started out with like weird fruits. We'd go to the grocery store, pick out a dragon fruit or star fruit, and they'd be like, whoa, what is this? And then we would look up the benefits of that fruit or that vegetable, and we would share that at the dinner table. Again, I have ages from 1 to 16, so I would give them each different jobs. Like the 16-year-old would look up the benefits and then share that at the dinner table. The 7-year-old might be cutting that vegetable and helping me cook it kind of thing. The 5-year-old would be like, all right, get the plates out, set the table. So we would be involved as a family and we would all try it at the same time. So we would be like, okay, everyone grab it on your fork. All right, everyone's got it. All right, 1, 2, 3. And then we pop it in our mouths and we all be like, or eh, at the same time. And then we would laugh. But guys, they always mirror what you mirror. So you have to make sure you're like, wow, this is amazing. You really have to set that example so they will follow suit. But at first, when you're starting this Fun Food Friday, make sure it's actually going to be fun. There were times that they hated it, and that's okay. We would laugh and learn and try something new next time. They actually started to love Fun Food Friday and get excited about trying new things. And I know this because we went to a dinner at someone's houses, and there was something weird on the table, and I said, Fun Food Friday, whoop, whoop, let's try it. And then we all tried at the same time, and they were excited to try it, And that just brought so much joy to I felt like a mom win right there. So we've never stopped doing Fun Food Fridays now for 5 years. And some weeks when I don't have anything planned or whatever, I'll just grab a bag of those organic chips at the store and call it Fun Food Friday. And let's just rip open this bag and try a new bag of healthy Doritos, Make it fun. Make it exciting. One week I brought home these weird coconut lollipops. Lollipops, everyone loves that, right? The plan is just to try something new so you don't get bored with healthy eating. So that's what I want you to do this week. Try something new, okay? And get that on your grocery list. All right, that's Friday. Saturday is when I meal plan and I input my groceries into Instacart. So I popped in the chat, guys, my meal plan template. Okay, one of my challengers made this for me 5 years ago, and I've never stopped using it because it was just so organized. And it just has the breakfast. You can click on the link and you can pop it up if you want to, but it has breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and then after dinner, which is, for me, a little bit of wine and a little bit of chocolate. I try to do that every day. It's dark chocolate. And so I'm not depriving myself of the things I like most. So what I do here every single week on Saturday is I pick out one breakfast and one lunch for the entire week. That's how I keep it simple because I don't have a lot of time to prep on Sunday. Sunday is day of rest and my family hangs out. I don't want to be in the kitchen all the time. So I pick out one breakfast and one lunch. Usually you'll check out the other link on there is my Energy Bites and Ball Jars Rock because like I said, I'm busy. I don't have time to sit down and eat all the time. So I jar everything up or I muffin everything up or I make it into little like meatball bites and I bag them up and I grab them and go. That is how I eat on the go all the time because usually I'm like preparing the kids' food or preparing, the baby or feeding the baby. I'm always on the go. So I need something I can just grab. So breakfast, for example, I would have like veggie egg cups for the entire week, or I would do this fancy granola stuff here for the entire week. It's just granola. I'll put blueberries on top. And then when I'm ready to eat it, I will add coconut milk to it. So this is so simple because I just literally dump it out of the bag into a jar and add blueberries on top and then line it in my fridge. And I just grab it, add the coconut milk to it, and then I go. And coconut milk soaks it all up and gets it all yummy, and it's just amazing. Okay, so that's one thing I do for breakfast. And then in addition to that, I will have my Shakeology. That is something I will not skip because I have no doubt in my mind that it has offered me invaluable health to not just me, but to my kids, to my husband, but it's my protein in the morning, it's my superfoods, and it just gives my body the nutrients I need to stay full. So I always have a muffin or a jar and then Shakeology. So I just write that right across my whole meal plan for the week, makes that super simple. And then we move on to lunch. Again, on that Energy Bites and Ball Jars Rock, you can just pick one of those lunches. And for example, this week I'm making shepherd's pie in a jar. And I am so excited about it because I always use wide mouth jars. So keep that in mind. I have 3 different sizes, a little pint one, a quart one, and then a quart one, and then a pint one. Sorry, pint and a half, I guess that one is. So, and they have wide mouths, so I can eat right out of the jar if I want to. If I happen to be home, I can dump it into a bowl, but I don't ever get that fancy. Yeah.
Where do you buy your ball jars from? Like, what's the most efficient way to buy the ball jars?
Yard sales. No. Yeah, usually that's where I get them, honestly, is yard sales because I save money. But Walmart, Ollie's, what's that one by you? Big Lots. Big Lots has them.
Okay.
But definitely, they even have them at the grocery store. So you're going to pay a little more for them at the grocery store, but it just makes it simple because you're already grocery shopping. Might as well just pick them up there. I don't know about you, but I hate getting out of the car with my kids and taking them in stores.
I have another question for you before you
Yeah.
So for Fun Food Friday, because I'm totally in love with this, and I love that I can't believe you've been doing this for 5 years already. Like, looking back, I watched all 5 years of you doing this, and I love that. Do you train your team to say she loves it too, so that your little kids, like, do you have her, or do you have her, like, just give her honest, like, feedback?
At first.
Now that she's older.
I mean, at first, I always tell her, this is like in everything, in every area of life, she is the example, and the kids look up to her, so they do what she does. So yes, she has a positive at first, and so until we get a reading from everybody else. If it really is gross, that, but we always try to let the little ones speak first. And that's with everything. Every time I ask a question, it's always Ari first, and then Raya gets to answer, and then Kaylin. Because if Kaylin answered first, then Ari would say exactly what Kaylin said or what Raya said. My 5-year-old would copy them. So, I mean, that's just like a habit we've created in our family, is like, let the little ones.
I love it. That's
first.
A great idea. Perfect. Okay, sorry, you're talking about this awesome new meal that you're about to make.
So the awesome new meals, again, this is our fun food. We're trying this out this week. It is going to be shepherd's pie in a jar. So I'm going to take my red container of my protein, my meat, either turkey or beef, and then I'm going to put veggies, and then I'm going to put mashed potatoes on top. And that's going to be my lunch for the week. And I'm excited about that. Like, I can't wait to eat lunch. I'm going to grab my ball jar and I'm going to heat it up and I'm going to eat it. Yum. So that is going to go right across my lunch for the week. Done. And I usually do 6 days because I usually go through Saturday depending on my schedule for the week, because I don't want to run out of food and then just screw up on Saturday and go and eat pizza or whatever, you know? You can have pizza, totally. I have pizza. I actually leave one day on there. It's Friday for Chick-fil-A or Wednesday for Chick-fil-A. So I always have Chick-fil-A on my schedule because that's just mom life. I feel like who doesn't? I don't know. I don't know how to survive without Chick-fil-A in there too.
So we have a question about the ball jar, and I actually have another question too. Can you microwave the ball jars?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you microwave it in the ball jar?
I do. Yeah.
And do you eat it out of the ball jar, or do you then throw it into a bowl?
Most of the time I do eat it out of the ball jar, and it's rare that I even use the microwave. You're a mom. How do you eat warm food? I don't know how you do that either. I've come to enjoy cold food, honestly, because every time you heat it up, a kid needs something, and then it's cold again. So
I would personally heat it up every single time. But my kids are not with me 24/7. Like, you have kids homeschooled. You have more kids than I do at home. That's a different story. But I would definitely, I wouldn't feed my kids until my food's warm. I'm very, very selfish with my food. But yeah. So you can eat it in the ball jar, especially if you're on the run. And that's why she does the wide mouth ball jars. Or if you're home, you can just throw it into a bowl so that it looks, easier to eat.
Yep. Soups are another favorite. I'll just make a giant pot of some kind of soup. Usually my favorite is like a carrot ginger, and I just put it all in a big pot and just boil it all up. And as soon as it's all boiled and it cools, I'll blend it up into a puree, and then I'll use my jar. And then I'll just have soup that entire week and be excited about it, because I'll try something new each week. By Friday, Saturday, I'm bored, but I don't want to waste any food, so I'll eat it. And then the following week, I have something completely new to be excited about and eat and not waste. And I'll save money by doing this because I already have it planned out in advance. I have it planned ahead of time. So I know exactly what I'm going to eat, and I'll freaking eat it because I don't want to waste it. And then I feel great. I don't feel the 2:00 lull I used to feel where I drank another cup of caffeine, By the way, that's another thing I cannot live without is my Energize. That's my green tea extract. And just life is better with Energize. Absolutely. If you don't have that, you must. I'm telling you right now, if you're a mom, you must get it. If you work a lot, you must get it. This is what gets me out of bed in the morning to get going. So that is always on my meal plan. Right, first thing, it's on there along with a cup of water.
I'm okay, and I just need to interject one more time. You said it saves money by knowing what you're eating. It also saves money because you're making the same thing. So when you buy in bulk of one item and you're cooking one big batch of things and splitting it up, you are saving a ton of money by doing that.
Heck yeah, my grocery budget for the week of 6 is $125. That's my grocery budget for the week. So the next thing after I meal plan, I also meal plan for the kids. So it's not elaborate. I will just write it all down and hang it on the wall so everyone knows when they're hungry, this is what you get to eat. These are your options. Breakfast, there's hard-boiled eggs in the fridge. There's sausage links I fried up. There's cranberry orange muffins for you to grab. And usually if it's cranberry orange muffins, it's because it's what I'm having for breakfast that week as well. And I'll just make blender muffins. Guys, if you Google blender muffins, it's so easy to find a healthy recipe and just blend them up and dump them into silicone baking cups. I always use silicone baking cups to pour into because the food just pops out. If you use regular cups, the paper gets all stuck to it and it's just a mess. So I always use silicone baking cups I got on Amazon. It's super, super cheap. And then their lunches. So lunches for the kids, I have them pick out on the Ultimate Portion Fix. There's the 75 healthy lunch ideas for kids that Autumn put out. It's an app on your phone. I give it to Raya and they just scroll through, find a beautiful, the pictures on it are amazing. Look at that. Whoa. Amazing ideas. Raya is excited to pick out something for lunch. And that's what I make them for the entire week. We prep that as well on Sundays, and just put it in the fridge in their own little bin so they know exactly what to grab. That was like one of the biggest things I hear a lot from moms is, oh, I prep all this food on Sunday and then the kids all eat it and then I have nothing to eat by Wednesday. My solution to that was really getting bins. I just use regular small bins in my fridge like this, and it says mom, dad, and then the kids, like the three little kids share a bin, and I just put their muffins in there, so they don't touch my muffins because my muffins are in the bin. They don't touch dad's meatballs that he cooked for the week or whatever. They just touch their food in their bin, and it's just that simple. Okay. So after you get your meal plan situated, I do dinners too. Dinners, again, I keep them super simple. I don't have a lot of time in the kitchen. So I tend to use a crock pot for my proteins, for my meats. And again, that just could be like a whole chicken that's frozen. I just throw it in the crock pot in the morning, put some olive oil, a little bit of water in there, and just let that cook all day. And then we tend to do a lot of veggies at night. Again, this is a 2B mindset. She tends to get the carbs out for dinner and has carbs during the day. That's something you learn during that program. And again, I highly suggest doing the 2B mindset and learning her concepts because it plays a huge role in making meal planning simple and knowing what to eat simple. And when you know the knowledge, you tend to just eat that way. It makes it easier to eat that way. Like I used to be like, oh my gosh, no carbs at dinner. It doesn't mean no carbs ever. I like potatoes. I like veggies. I mean, I like sweet potatoes and regular potatoes and noodles sometimes. Like I like those things and I'm going to have it sometimes. But as a majority of the plan, I'm going to do a protein and tons of veggies at night. I mean, like your plate is like 3/4 of veggies and a little bit of protein on there, because veggies are what keep you full, right? So I just plan out that protein and then a ton of veggies on there, and it's several different veggies, maybe like 2 different veggies each night kind of thing. So once I have all that planned out, I use the Instacart app. Instacart is amazing. I did not use it for so long because I'm cheap and I'm like, no way, there's a delivery fee, there's an Instacart fee. Like, I don't want to tip the person. I'll just go to the grocery store because, you know, it's freaking vacation when I get to go to the grocery store by myself. Like, I take my time. I'm like, eating some chocolate down the aisles, you know, just taking my good old time. But then I realized, holy crap, I can use Instacart, put in my exact grocery needs, not go over budget, because when I went over budget at the grocery store, I was eating freaking chocolate and I was grabbing all these extra things going down the aisles that I would always go over budget because I buy things that were not on my grocery list. So I started using Instacart really because I couldn't get to the store. But then I found like, holy crap, I stay in budget. They deliver it right to my dang door on Sunday after church. So I kind of have to prep because the food is just arriving and it's like, okay, gonna prep really quick. You know, so that's like the 3-step thing is Friday I'm picking out new stuff. Saturday I'm planning it out and scheduling my groceries to be delivered on Sunday. And then Sunday I'm going to prep. And again, I'm going to spend less than an hour in the kitchen because I don't have a lot of time. I want to get back to my kids. So Sunday, I'll make those blender muffins super fast. I will plan and make my jars super fast. And those are the 2 things I'm prepping, maybe a giant thing of soup for the kids or whatever they picked out. And I'm done. You know, that's all I need to plan out my food for the week. And when your groceries are just arriving on your doorstep, you kind of like, oh, I got to prep. But if you don't see those groceries on Sunday right in front of you, then maybe you're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to prep. So that is something else that has really helped me just make it happen. 3 steps, 3 days, make it easy. Any other questions?
I am so excited about the information that you share because every time, literally guys, we had this call a couple of weeks ago and I never clicked record and I feel like such a jack. But anyway, listening to Kaylee talk about it again just gets me more excited. And every time I listen to her, I'm like more and more enthusiastic about making sure that I'm meal prepped. Literally, it took her years to tell me how important it is to meal prep for me to even actually agree with her. And then I did agree with her and my life was so much easier. So I got to tell you, like, if you've been for whatever reason resisting the idea of meal planning, and honestly guys, it's a decision. I'm going to take this off of this there. It is a decision. If you're resisting it, because you're busy, or if you're resisting it because you're like, oh, it doesn't work for me, or it's too confusing, or I don't understand, or I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's the action of getting started that's going to make it easier. It's the action of getting started that's going to motivate you to do it. It's the action of getting started that makes you better at it. Like, you can't do these things. You can't get better. You can't be motivated. You can't like learn from it if you're not actually taking the steps to do it. And Kaylee gave us amazing steps, guys. And you don't have to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can do whatever schedule works for you, but it's really important. She broke it down for you, finding a new recipe and making it simple, like not finding 5 new recipes, finding 1 new recipe or 1 new ingredient to try each week. Keep it simple and do the things that you already know how to do and just tweak it as you go. I am really excited to try the blueberry chia meal. I said that last time. I'm saying it again. I look at Amy's like nodding her head because she loves it too. I'm really excited about that. I would be willing to bet that if you're really a yogurt fan, you could add yogurt to that too instead of coconut milk. That's something I was thinking about. I'm excited about just my life being easier and put together. You said if I planned it out, I ate amazing and felt great. And that is really, really important, guys. This isn't just about losing weight. It's about feeling good overall and your health on the inside. And I love Kaylee's team name because it's Inside Out Fitness. And that's and it's true. What you put in is what you're going to exude. And if you're putting in healthy food, then you're going to have more energy and you're going to feel better and you're going to have more motivation to do these things. Super excited about that. There was another thing on here that I wanted to mention. Kaylee, you had mentioned in the past, and it's one of my like favoriteest tips ever. I have gone through Fixate, and a lot of people on here have access to the Fixate cooking show and the cookbooks, and they make some really, really delicious muffins and just
simple
things that the kids can eat, right? What'd you say?
And simple.
And very simple. But there was a tip that you had last time, if you want to repeat it, about sweetening it up for the kids at first.
Oh, yes. So that's another thing. When we do pick out a new recipe, if it is a new muffin or a new energy bite type thing, we will add more coconut sugar, more honey, or more maple syrup just to really sweeten it up because, you know, it's hard to say no when the kid tastes like something sweet. Then they tend to like it more. And if I get the okay, those cranberry muffins are good, and I know they're going to eat them, then next week or next time I try to make it, I will lower the sugar amount, lower the honey in it, lower the maple or whatever type of sweetener I used in it, and just slowly start to change. Just like almond milk. When we started drinking almond milk, I bought them the vanilla, the sweetened, and it tastes like a dang vanilla milkshake. It was like so sweet. And they drank it. That was what they transitioned over to almond milk with. And then I slowly got them the unsweetened, unflavored kind, and, you know, would mix both of those into their milk and slowly reduce the sugar amount just to get them to their taste buds. Because your taste buds will freaking change. For sure. They used to hate Brussels sprouts. We tried it 13 different ways one time, and then they ended up liking Brussels sprouts. So your taste buds will change if you train them.
Absolutely. And we do the same thing at our house when it comes to vegetables. So like to take them into more spaghetti squash noodles or zucchini noodles, we actually cut it with regular noodles. So it would be half spaghetti squash, or half spaghetti and half zoodles. Just a way to like mix it up. You can sneak your veggies in that way. It works really, really well when you stick with things that they already know and you start like just slowly getting your way into it. You said something else that I totally love. Life is just better with Energize. Guys, holla. So I love coffee. Well, I did love coffee. And I was drinking it every day, twice a day. And now I actually don't drink coffee anymore at all. I drink Energize in the morning before my workout, and then sometimes around like 3, I'll have another like half scoop of Energize, and that's it. So I love Energize. I don't even miss my coffee. I tried some the other day, and I was like, it didn't even do anything for me either. So
too much work to make the coffee too sometimes. Like I'm just like shake, drink, done.
And now you can get them in the sticks, and you can keep them in your purse, and I'm like, I am so excited to have it on me. I love that. The other thing you said once before, and I totally love, like I could quote you all day long, Kaylee, is that you said, I love to cook, but it's just not my season right now. And I had to wrap my head around that when it came to meal planning years ago. I had to be like, because I love to cook and I love gourmet food and I love recipes and I just really love good food, right? And I love all food. So when I'd be like, ooh, an Indian dish, ooh, a Mediterranean, ooh, like all these Italian, all these flavors and spices. And what I realized is that there are ways to make these things very simple without having like 80 ingredients in it and without it taking 2 hours long, because that is what would trip me up. I'd make a meal plan and I'd end up putting things in there that just I wouldn't then want to make. And so if you keep things so simple, and if you love to cook, bring it down. If you don't love to cook, you should feel good about it being simple. And then maybe once a week, like on a Sunday, we would do family dinner. And that's when Jesse and I would come together and we'd make some elaborate meal that we love. But we had to learn to keep it simple during the week and at that during meal planning, if that makes sense. I don't even plan like elaborate meals anymore. We just might Sunday morning be like, ooh, I want to make the most delicious lasagna in the world where it takes 3 hours to make the sauce. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't do that for meal planning, if that makes sense. Anything else? Does anybody else have questions? Lynette says, these are awesome suggestions. Love that. Genius. Amy said she's going to make or watch with Logan 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix and give him the 75 meals. I love that. I'm personally going to Google blender muffins right after we get off the call and find one recipe for this week and maybe even go buy bins for the kids. Thank you so much, Kaylee. Do you have any other words of wisdom for us?
I don't. Get your meal plan together. It's Saturday. It's time to plan it out and get Instacart and get those groceries in.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much, Kaylee. I really appreciate it. And guys, get your meal plans together. Make sure you have bar and get the recover, okay? Because you're going to need it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.